Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is electronegativity, that is our day 4. What is electronegativity? It is a tendency of an element to gain the shared pair of electron toward itself. What does it mean? You have H and Cl. Chlorine has 7 electrons in its outermost shell, while hydrogen has 1. So ਦੋਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ covalent bond exist ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ. The tendency of an element to gain shared pair, this is a shared pair of electron which is forming a covalent bond toward itself. We know कि chlorine is more electronegative as compared to hydrogen. So the electron of hydrogen would be more placed towards the chlorine as compared to hydrogen. क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं ਆਪਾਂ कि क्लोरीन एक ਭੁੱਖਾ एलिमेंट हैगा वाइल हाइड्रोजन इलैक्ट्रो पॉजिटिव हैगा. ਇਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਟੈਂਡੈਂਸੀ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਭੁੱਖਾਪਨ ਦਿਖਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਔਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਇਹ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੋਨ ਹਾਈਡਰੋਜਨ ਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬੈਠੂਗਾ. ਸੋ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਕਾਲਡ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੋਨੈਗੇਟਿਵਿਟੀ. ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਟੈਂਡੈਂਸੀ ਆਫ ਐਨ ਐਲੀਮੈਂਟ to gain the shared pair. A shared paired electron ਹੈਗਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੱਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬੈਠਣ ਦੀ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ electronegativity. So what is it? It is a tendency of an element to gain the shared pair of electron toward itself. So it means that the greater the electronegativity of an element, greater will be tendency to attract the shared pair toward itself. So we know out of these all halogens, fluorine is the most electronegative element. So if it is the most electronegative element, they have a most tendency or most power to attract the electron toward itself. So what does it mean? जिन्नी ज़्यादा किसी चीज़ दी इलेक्ट्रॉन नू अट्रैक्ट करन दी टेंडेंसी ज़्यादा होगी, उन्ना ज़्यादा उदी इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी क्या होगी? ज़्यादा होगी. Now we are going to discuss about the factors which are going to affect the electronegativity. So what are these? These are the factors which are going to affect the electronegativity. The first one is going to be oxidation state. What is it? In general, the electronegativity increases with increase in positive oxidation state. What does it mean? If I have Fe2 positive and if I have Fe3 positive, ਹੁਣ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਚਾਰਜ ਹੋਗਾ ਉਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋਗਾ. ਜਿੰਨਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋਗਾ ਉਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਟੈਂਡੈਂਸੀ ਹੋਗੀ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੋਨ ਨੂੰ ਅਟਰੈਕਟ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ. ਸੋ ਆਊਟ ਆਫ ਦਾ Fe2 positive and Fe3 positive, according to Pauling, Fe2 positive has an electronegativity of 1.83 and it has a electronegativity of 1.96. So what does it mean? जिन्ना ज़्यादा positive oxidation state ज़्यादा होगा उन्ना ज़्यादा size छोटा होगा, उन्ना attracting power दी tendency क्या होगी? ज़्यादा होगी. Second factor is hybridization. So it is the type of hybridization. As we know, the s orbital is the most closest to the nucleus. So ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਹਾਈਬ੍ਰਿਡਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ s ਕਰੈਕਟਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਉਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੋਨੈਗੇਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਟੈਂਡੈਂਸੀ ਟੂ ਅਟਰੈਕਟ ਵਿਦ ਅ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਵੁੱਡ ਬੀ ਗ੍ਰੇਟਰ. ਸੋ ਆਊਟ ਆਫ s, p, d and f, s orbital is the most closest. So s orbital are nearer to the nucleus than the p, d and f because of their higher penetration power. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ penetration power क्या ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ? ज़्यादा ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. So right, so therefore s orbital have greater tendency to attract the nucleus or electron toward itself. That's why their electronegativity would be greater. So electronegativity increases with the increasing s character. ਉਹ ਹਾਈਬ੍ਰਿਡਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਚ s ਕਰੈਕਟਰ क्या होगा? ज़्यादा होगा, उन्नी ज़्यादा ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚ क्या होगी? इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी ਦੀ डेंसिटी क्या होगी? ज़्यादा. Let us take an example to illustrate it. So if you have methane, as example is CH4, and you have ethene, that is C2H4, an example of C2H2. So it has a hybridization of sp3, this has a hybridization of sp2, and this has a hybridization of sp. So s character, it is having 25%, while this is having 33% and this is having 50%. So what does it mean? कि जितना ज़्यादा S character क्या होगा ज़्यादा, उतनी ज़्यादा electronegtivity क्या होगी ज़्यादा. So its value is 2.48, it is 2.75 and this is 3.29. Means it would have a greater tendency to attract the shared pair of electron toward itself. Third factor is nature of substituents. Substituent means जो भी एक central atom ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੱਗਿਆ होगा, that is called as substituents. So the electronegtivity varies with the nature of the substituents. It works on the effect that is called as a inductive effect. Let us take an example to illustrate it. That is your CH3. It has an electronegtivity of 2.30. You have example of CCl3 that has 3.30 and you have CF3 that is 3.35. So what does it mean? Electronegtivity increase कर रही है. ये क्यों कर रही है? क्योंकि हाइड्रोजन को ना ही लेने की क्षमता है ना देने की क्षमता है. While if I say out of chlorine and fluorine, which is more electronegative? Fluorine. So fluorine would have a tendency to attract the electron from the carbon itself. वो पुखा element है तो कार्बन तो भी इलेक्ट्रॉन लाऊगा. जे कार्बन तो इलेक्ट्रॉन लाऊगा, आही तो पुखापन दिखाना है कि these are the factors which are going to affect. So कार्बन ते fluorine ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ covalent bond होगा, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ fluorine ਦਾ electron ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ कार्बन ਦਾ electron होगा, ਉਹ किस तरफ होगा? That would be more towards the fluorine because this is a electronegative element. So in these cases the electronegtivity of these groups will be electronegtivity of carbon, क्योंकि कार्बन तो इलेक्ट्रॉन किधर शिफ्ट होने हैं towards the electronegative elements. Now we are going to discuss about the periodic variation of electronegtivity. What does it mean? मतलब हैगा कि when we move along a period and when we move along a group, what would be the variation of electronegtivity? So we discuss that is in a period. अपन को पता है when we move across a period, the size decreases. As the size decreases, attraction क्या होगी towards outermost electron ज़्यादा. अगर attraction ज़्यादा होगी, tendency hold जड़ा होगा क्या होगा ज़्यादा होगा towards that of a fluorine, chlorine, bromine, है ना. जे अपन को hold ज़्यादा होगा, तो electronegtivity क्या करोगी? Increase करोगी. So when we move across a period, the electronegtivity increases when we move from left to right. This is due to the decrease in atomic size. So what is a factor? It is due to decrease in atomic size, right? And the increase in effective nuclear charge. जो attractive हैगा, effective nuclear charge हैगा, वो क्या करूँगा? Increase करूँगा. So there is an increase in effective nuclear charge. So both these factors are going to promote the electronegtivity. So both these factors, the attraction for the outer electron and the nucleus increases, therefore the electronegtivity increases. So as we know, in a group, when we move from top to bottom, अगर मैं ऊपर तो नीचे जाऊंगी तो साइज क्या करूँगा? इंक्रीज करूँगा. As number of principal quantum number increases. अगर आपका कोल साइज इंक्रीज करता है तो अट्रैक्शन क्या कर दिया? डिक्रीज कर दिया. तो इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी क्या करूंगी? डिक्रीज करूंगी. सो एज वी मूव डाउन द ग्रुप, atomic size राइट इंक्रीजेस. अगर साइज इंक्रीज करता है तब बॉन्डिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बिकम अवे. ਜਿਹੜੇ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है वो दूर चल जाएंगे. दे विल मूव अवे from nucleus, right? So they will move away from the nucleus. So it leads to decrease in electronegtivity. So out of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, the size increases, the attraction decreases and the electronegtivity decreases. So what we concluded कि जब आप left तो right जा रहे हैं तो आपका कोल size क्या कर रहे हैं? डिक्रीज कर रहे हैं. इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी इंक्रीज करोगी. जब आप टॉप टू बॉटम जा रहे हैं तो साइज क्या कर रहे हैं? इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं. तो इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी डिक्रीज करोगी. सो दिस इज द ट्रेंड बिटवीन द इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी. So our next topic is electronegativity and the metallic and the non-metallic character. As we know, water metals, they have a tendency to lose electron, while water non-metals, they have a tendency to gain electron. So when we move across, ਅਗਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਨਰਲ ਫਾਰਮ ਪੀਰੀਓਡਿਕ ਟੇਬਲ ਦੀ ਦੇਖੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਦੋ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ there are two lines or two groups which are having a metal. These are called as S block elements. Then we have a D block elements, right? So these are the 10 one, and then we have the P block elements, that is your 6 groups are there. So what do we conclude from here? The S block is almost having a non-metals, and all these part is having a metallic character, as well as the F orbitals are the metallic in nature. So electronegativity and the metallic. So if these are metals, they have a tendency to lose electron. So agar tendency lose karan di hai, even their size is greater. अगर साइज ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ greater ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ electronegativity क्या हैगी है, कट हैगी है. As we move across a period, साइज क्या करता है, डिक्रीज करता है. अगर साइज डिक्रीज करता है तो नॉन मेटालिक करेक्टर क्या करता है, इंक्रीज करता है. सो व्हाट वी कंक्लूडेड, मेटल्स जेड़े हुंदे ने दे आर नॉट electronegative, they are electropositive in nature. What are non-metals? Non-metal have a tendency to gain electrons, and gain electron means they would have a greater electronegativity. So non-metals are electronegative. What are they? They are the electronegative in nature. So what we conclude, they have a strong tendency to gain the electron. Therefore electronegativity is directly proportional to non-metallic properties of the element. So out of all these, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਨੀਚੇ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਨੀਚੇ क्या ਹੈਗਾ, cesium as well as that of francium. Being radioactive, we are going to talk about cesium. So cesium has the least electronegative character of 0.7, while out of when we move across a period, this is your fluorine. Halogens to pehla fluorine aanda, that is a group number 17. So fluorine is the most electronegative element of the Pauling value of 4. So this is the most electronegative element, means it has a most tendency to gain. ਭੁੱਖਾਪਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਸ element ਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ. It has a more tendency to gain the shared pair of electron toward itself. Now we are going to discuss about the differences between electron gain enthalpy and electronegativity. What is electron gain enthalpy? Electron gain enthalpy means amount of energy released when electron is added to the outermost shell. While what is electronegativity? It is the tendency of an element to gain the shared pair of electron toward itself. So what is electron gain enthalpy? So it is a tendency of an atom to gain an electron. Electron ਨੂੰ ਲੈਣਾ, ਪਰ ਇਹ क्या हैगा, ਭੁੱਖਾਪਨ ਪਾਣਾ. Tendency to attract. You have to attract the electron toward itself. The second is, it is a property of isolated atoms. ਆਪਾਂ ਇਸ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ electron ਨੂੰ ਅੰਦਰ ਪਾਣੇ ਹੈ. So it has to be isolated in nature. Isolated atom होने चाहिए ने. While here in this case, it has to be a bonded. That's why it is going to attract the bond pair. So it is your bonded atom. So there are many differences, that it has absolute electron attracting power, it has a relative electron attracting power, its unit are kilojoule per mole, while there is no unit of it, and electron gain enthalpy is a constant quantity, while electronegativity of atom is not a constant, depend upon the oxidation state of atom, hybridization, and the nature of substituents. So our next point is valence.